Hello seekers of fun, welcome back to the gaming pantry with the Retro Bear and some more pickups for the month of November. And this was a big day trip out. We decided to go somewhere a bit different because obviously we're our local game shop is currently doing renovations, so we thought we'd have a big trip out somewhere completely different. So it's a bit of a special event really. I've got quite a bit of stuff to show you, which is good. It's nice to see that. Not sure how many more we're going to these this year, but we'll have to see, won't we? It's one of those. But anyway, hope you're well. Good to see you back here. If you stumbled across this for the first time, welcome aboard. Have a look round, see what you think. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you very much indeed for your continued support and misguided loyalty, I think is the best way to describe it. Yes, anyway. So I hope you're well. Yeah, busy few weeks coming up. We've got the old Christmas 5 weeks away now. Yeah, haven't even started yet. Well, I haven't started. We got the turkey in. That was the important thing with the old bird flu running rampant. So we've got that sorted out. But not a lot else done yet so far. So 5 weeks to go, 4 weeks to go till I finish work, which is also brilliant. Can't go wrong with that. Nice little break over Christmas. 11 days off, 3 days back on, then 3 days off again. So working 3 days out of 17, that'd be very, very nice. Well, almost can go and work on the railways with holidays like that, couldn't I? Yeah, so that's good. So we have big push now until the end of the year to try and get things sorted out. Now, a whole host of other things going. The World Cup starting today when I'm recording this. Well, for whatever reason, you know, your views are on that. I mean, you know, it's gonna be hard to avoid it, isn't it? Because there's gonna be nothing else on the telly. There's nothing else on the telly anyway. It's gonna be really difficult to avoid the World Cup because it's pretty much wall-to-wall coverage from sort of 10 o'clock in the morning until probably the same time at night. So you're not going to get away from it, but you can't ignore what's going on. But yeah, I should be watching probably most of it. Or at least stuff I can watch when I'm not at work anyway. It's always annoying when they have these in other countries and they're being played at times we haven't got time off. We'll see how that turns out anyway. And there's a couple of events coming up as well. I'll mention them now rather than stick them in at the end so I'll forget. We've got the big Crash live event at the Walsall Bescot Stadium next Saturday. That's the 26th of November. I think it's between 10 and 5, something like that. I believe it is either or it's pretty close to selling out. You can't get tickets on the door. I will stick a link below because I've done that before. You can see what it's all about. So I'll be there most of the day, having a look around that one. And of course, Birmingham Game Market, Sunday the 4th of December. Likely I am going to be there. That may come as a surprise to a couple of people who said, "Oh, we'll be parking at your house." Now, I think I will be going. I don't think I'll be spending too much, to be honest. It's too close to Christmas really for me, but that's it. And of course, unfortunately there's one in Nottingham as well, which is the weekend before Christmas, which is the weekend I finish, and I'll be doing probably Christmas related stuff to try and get as much stuff done before Christmas week starts, and then I can put my feet up for a good long period. So I'm probably not going to be at that one as well. But a couple of TMBs coming up. One I think is scheduled for the 4th of December, which depending on how the World Cup goes could clash with an England game, so then we have to move that one around. And I think the 18th of December as well is actually on the final of the World Cup itself, although they're playing at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so hopefully by about 8 o'clock in the evening everyone will be too drunk to notice or whatever. So that'll be there's 2 of those to go this year as well, so a lot going on. December's going to be a busy month. We're still going to get through November yet. We've still got another 10 days to go, but time is running out rapidly. Right, that's the bulletin points. Let's get on to the pickups. That's why you're here after all. You're not here to listen to me. So me and my good mate Retrokit John, we decided, well John actually decided, he messaged me a few weeks back and said, do you fancy going to Doorway To Dorkness in Doncaster? Try saying that after a few points. Just a bit of a change of scenery. Heard a lot of good things about the shop, as at I, you know. And I said, yeah, we'll do that. So John roped Nicky in to drive us all the way up there. A couple of hours there, a couple of hours back. And yeah, it was a good day out. We met, who did we meet? We met Goldtooth Gaming. I've never met Goldtooth before. I've seen a few of his videos. It was good to meet him in person. Really, you know, I'd say he's a larger than life character anyway. He's a little bit more toned down, a little bit more. I'd say a little bit, not much, but a little bit more toned down in real life. His son was there as well, running around, and Looks like he's a real handful as well, which is good. And we met, so we went up with John. We met Sean, Retro Games Revived, who I've seen quite a lot of this year, and of course David, Retro Games Played Badly. Birdsall was there as well, came across with Sean, and they were there for a couple of hours. We were there about a couple of hours altogether. Then we popped into Doncaster as well for a very, very quick walk around the town centre. And yeah, so what I'm going to do, actually, I remember that because I've got some footage here. I'm going to splice some footage in now, which I took while I was there. We had to see what the shop's like. They had a break-in the weekend before we went. So you could see where that had happened, but generally speaking, I mean, the shop itself was you know, you wouldn't have known really. And there's another YouTuber in there as well. Apparently, they're doing some footage, so you might see them. Anyway, let's roll that, and we'll come back after that happens.
We're just everywhere. We're hiding stuff all over the house. So Angel put a bit on the garden.
I won't be able to get it on there.
The thing is though, I've got my house that's full of stuff. I've got Nikki's house that's got the full 360 set stuff. Then there's my mum's house which has got boxes and boxes of overload. So you just spread it out.
And stuff in my garage. So.
Oh yeah. Stuff in the garage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Stuff at my lot. All over the place. Use it. Yes, what I'm doing. I'm not going to
Says it on it. Take notes here.
don't be Sean.
There's not as many as
Oh, there's some GBA games on here as well.
Ooh, nice too.
I wish I bloody want to find that.
Master, yeah.
I've only got 2 left now.
To be fair,
Yeah,
I've got
final.
loads of Doorway To Dorkness is looking at last time.
Yeah.
This is the one.
The right version, the one I have.
Right, you see what I'm saying?
Like,
I'll tell you what, this jacket is from 1970 something. When I saw prices, I tried it on after. Damn, dude! Get it in a bag of tickets. Oh, try one more there. That's it. It's a weird lot when you've got speedos on this. I'm going to take bins out.
I think you have too many speakers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at him, Spence.
Make sure you get my beautiful face in it.
I've already got you in, don't worry.
I don't know any of them to do
Morgan is the only one I remember.
Everybody needs to see my beautifulness.
Well, many in tight shorts, to be fair.
That's the Undertaker actually.
Spencer's having a full on counter.
Right, so there you go. Nice little shop. That I really well laid out, well thought out. You know, sections of PlayStation down the one wall, Xbox around the other side, Sega stuff together, Nintendo stuff in the corner, and there's a little section to Wii. All the cartridge-based stuff in the middle, the handheld stuff. You got some 8-bit. I mean, there's just so many. Well, and you got the other room as well, which has got all the toys and the figures and the collectibles, and you got some consoles in there as well. Consoles around the outside. I mean, it is a brilliant shop. I absolutely. I mean, if that shop was closer here, I don't. We'd be this area would be the mecca for retro gaming shops in the UK. It is honestly, but if you've never been there, I thoroughly recommend it. I mean, one of my, pet hates is going anywhere. That's how it says, like a recluse. No, I'm not quite a recluse, but going anywhere or any long distances and having, I've always shied away from going to Doncaster Game Market because I think, well, it's going to be 2 hours to get up, 2.5 hours to get up there, 2 nights, 5 hours gone. It's going to be a long day. It's always on a Sunday. But we left here just around about 10 o'clock on the Saturday morning. We were back here. We left Doncaster about 20 to 4 in the evening, and we were back here for about 5:30. And that was with a couple of 50-mile-an-hour slow zones on the motorway and stopping on the way up. And I think we did both journeys in about 2 hours each way. So, it's definitely worth a day trip to do something like that, certainly. And it was great to meet everybody up as well. It was superb to do that. It's always good when there's a few who get together for it. And like I said, we were there in the shop probably for a couple of hours. and then so we went to Doncaster afterwards as well. So really, really good day out. Dropped a few quid, but I've not been anywhere for ages. So this is sort of like a month's worth rolled into one, as it were. So let's show you the stuff I got from CEX first. So we went to CEX. Now, while we were up there, John mentioned he wanted to go to CEX and get a Blu-ray, I think it was, which he's put his video out, so you'd have seen that anyway. And I had a quick look at my phone while we stopped the services, and I thought, hang on a second, the Doncaster CEX has the largest collection of Wii games stocked in the country. So I thought, brilliant, there might be a good chance I'm going to get a few here. And I was scanning through my phone, and they got a lot of the expensive ones, which I'm not going to be forking out for. I thought by the time I get to CEX Doncaster, I'd have spent up anyway. And it pretty much was the case. And I thought, well, and there weren't many at all. I think there's maybe about 10 to 15 games that they got, I suppose is the best way to describe it, which I needed. That's all they got, 10 to 15. You're never going to complete a full set of that. It's never going to happen unless you actually really sit there and buy every title individually. It's going to cost you a bloody fortune, and I ain't going to be doing that. So I grabbed what I could. What was really annoying was they got, well, I didn't really, because I wasn't going to buy it anyway, but they got a copy of Fire Emblem at 80 quid, and they put it in the protective case, display case, but it was a reprinted cover. It actually got the, words 80 quid, reprinted cover, and you put the box in a display case. I mean, why? And then a copy of Kelowna, or Kelowna, however you pronounce it, that was 48 quid, and that was on the shelf. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. A couple of games I got listed which I hadn't got. One I took to the counter, which I'm going to show you in a second. They said they hadn't got it in stock, they found it, and then they charged me an extra £1. It's not the price, because I thought that when I got home, I thought, I'm sure that wasn't as much. I was trying to spend a nice round tenner in there, and I thought I could do with spending another £1.75 here and trying to find something else for it, and I couldn't. And then when I got to the counter, he actually charged me £1 more than I thought I'd spent. And when I got home and checked the receipt, and I rechecked it again, this game that was on the shelf there I couldn't find is actually £1 more than they'd originally. So I was like, oh, great. But yeah, why put a reprinted cover in a display case? I don't get it. I mean, yes, the box, the manual might be worse, but take the manual and stick it with the disc. I mean, we're going to lose the box. I just don't understand it. I really don't. And especially if I'd made a special, if that was one, I needed that game to complete the set or whatever. And I made a special trip all that way there to find out the damn thing's a reprinted cover. No, wasn't impressed. So what do they get from CEX Doncaster? Well, I've got a couple of PSP games, because I've got a PSP. Sean donated me one a few weeks back, so I've got a couple of PSP games to show you. The first one I've got here, I haven't taken the labels off, I'm flaming lazy. This was a week ago, I haven't done it yet. But I haven't done this video until then. So we've got a couple of cheap PSP games. I've got Buzz the Master Quiz, because I do like a bit of quiz. I do like a good quiz game. I've got most of the Buzz titles for PS2. That's all complete anyway. If you need to see the back, maybe, I don't know. But that was 75p. I will play that on my own. I'll happily sit there with the headphones on and play that for a couple of hours. And this one intrigued me. I wasn't overly impressed with the track list on it, I've got to say, but I do like the series of games. So I've got Rock Band Unplugged for a couple of quid. It'll be interesting to see how that plays on the PSP again. All complete. But yeah, I didn't recognise a lot of the. Well, I didn't recognise a lot of them. I did, but I find these games tend to be better when you know the songs you're playing. So I sort of looked at the back here and I thought I actually need a bit of research on the way up. And yeah, Billy Idol's White Wedding, Bon Jovi Living on a Prayer, Boston's More Than a Feeling. I'm not feeling this at all, really. Jackson 5, ABC thrown in here for some complete reason. Pearl Jam's Alive, The Police Message in a Bottle, Weezer's Buddy Holly, and The Who Pinball Wizard. I mean, I think there's something like 40 tracks on that game. I think maybe about 10 of them I know particularly well. I'm not sure I'm going to enjoy that one so much, so I'll have to find out. And then the 3 Wii games I've got, which I'm in the process at the moment. Excuse me turning around from camera and talking to you at the same time. I'm just making sure I'm cocked up here. No, that's all right. I'm in the process of updating my game list because, as I keep mentioning, it's been ages since I actually sat down and did that. It's such a painstaking process, and I found a program which is a couple of programs. I mentioned one a few months back, a couple of apps which will help me do this. But problem is my phone is so old now, it won't support one of them, which is really annoying. Because although I can log into it via a website when I'm out and about, it's still annoying not be able to just click the app and go through it. But they're both barcode scanner type ones, which is quite good. So I can actually, it saves me time to sit here and just scan barcodes all evening. I know it sounds really dull and depressing, but I enjoy stuff like that. But of course, one of them doesn't recognise all the 8-bit stuff where the other one does. So it's either I'll stick them on this one or I stick them on that one. I don't know. I've got to get a new phone at some point. Mrs. Bear's watching. I know. I'm going to flex my phone. My phone actually has to flex before sometimes. Okay, it's terrible. Then I managed to cope with it anyway. So the games I did get from my Wii collection anyway. Another one from Popcorn Arcade. Again, this one used to be about 3 or 4 quid. It's dropped quite a lot over the years. This is Kawasaki Jet Ski. I think there's a Kawasaki snowmobile game as well for it. This one has been into game at some point, but it does have the manual. And if it's a Popcorn Arcade game, then we know it's going to be rubbish. You can't see that because it's out of focus. There we go. So if it is a Popcorn Arcade game, it's going to be terrible. They all always are. Again, I must be close to full set on those. What an embarrassing full set that is. Then this one of my local CXs had this advertised for about 18 months. Maybe it's still advertised and they've still got it in stock. They hadn't, and then they ended up reprinting the cover. So it's actually, I'd say it's not an expensive game. It's just one that is a little tricky to find. And this is based on the 3rd film in the Mummy series. This is Mummy Tomb of the Emperor. I think this had Jet Li in it as the main protagonist. I like the first film, but I was not a fan of either of the ones after that. Having said that, it is very, very nice and clean and tidy on the inside. The safety manual is in there as well. So, yeah, I've had the Wii out recently as well. You may have seen my recent pathetic attempts to play Link's Crossbow Training. If you haven't, go and have a look at that. And then again, another one of these, which is, again, it's not expensive, but you just do not come across it. This is one they couldn't find. This is one they charged me an extra £1 for. And this is Tom Clancy's Hawks 2, which was listed at £1.50, but actually ran through the £2.50. But again, very nice condition. But it's not an easy to find game, but like I said, £2.50, it's not an expensive game either. Strange, isn't it? So, you know, I've never quite understood that. Some of these games are difficult to pick up, but not expensive. And you actually seem to find the ones that really are expensive. I've seen Fire Emblem more times physically than I've seen that game. Right? That game costs £2.50. Fire Emblem costs you 80 quid. Don't know. I really don't know. They kind of run many of those. So I remember playing the first one on the PlayStation 3, and it was like, it's all right. Didn't exactly thrill me a great deal. And then, so that was after we went to Doorway to Dorkness. In between going to there and being to Doorway to Dorkness, John had bought some random PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 stuff. In his own words, it was rubbish. If you don't want it, it's going down the tip. And I mean, it was pretty generic. But I managed to nab a couple of titles. I think both of these are going to be upgrades of what I've got already. And anyways, I've grabbed them because they're the double cases. And they're always nice to look at. And I think certainly I've got this one here, which is Worms. I'll show you that Worms first of all. So it's a double caser. I think I've got the platinum version of this. So this for me is an upgrade. Which is nice. And it's very good. We've even got a little bag of silica in there as well, which is good. I've got loads of those because we could have put my games in the shed, weren't we, at one point? But yeah, everything's there. Manual's there. I'll just show you that very, very quickly. Manual's there. Very, very nice condition. So happy with that one. Lovely jubbly. Thank you for that, John. And also the other one I picked up as well, which I won't open because the case has got some damage at the top there, which you can see. And this is Destruction Derby, or Destruction Derby 2. Yeah, no, it's not Derby County, it's Derby. Derby, of course, the American pronunciation. But again, that is a double case. Again, complete with the manual. Quick look at the back of the box there. Did I show you the back of the box of Worms? You don't need to see worms, do you? Everyone's seen worms. There we go. I remember playing that years ago. I can't remember because my PlayStation 1 stuff's in the other room. I'm pretty sure I have got, again, the Platinum version of that, so a little bit of an upgrade for me on those. So thanks for those donations, John. I'll stick those straight into the collection, as you know I will do. And then, Doorway to Dorkness. So, yeah, like I said, great little shop. One of the great things that they do is if you can hear that, I'm sure you can, they put all the stuff in bags. So it's really good because what it does, it puts on the front, it tells you exactly what it is. It tells you if it's complete, or whether it's got, or if it says no manual, there's no manual in it. If it's complete, it's complete. And the price on the front as well. So again, that's good, that's good. I mean, some of the prices, yes, I was like, some of the stuff that I would like back in the small collection of stuff I have for various systems that I had originally, which I've got rid of ages ago. I couldn't believe the price of some of them. I'm not saying their prices are bad. I'm just thinking that I know that's how much stuff costs, and I thought I'll just have a quick look and think, ooh, that's out of my range at the moment. So I like the setup with that. I think it's really, really good. Didn't stop John opening a couple of them for some reason. I think he wanted to check on the condition of the manual. So what I've done, I've left them all in the bags. So what we'll probably do is have a quick look when we go through the games. I'll show you stuff without bags first. Why am I doing that? I don't know, because I'm just a bit different. But I did manage to pick up some 8-bit stuff. So I've got some stuff here. But do the 8-bit stuff first. A couple of compilations from my collection, which I haven't got. First of all, probably one of the oldest compilations out there. Konami Coin-Op Hits. This is for the Spectrum. I have this on the Commodore 64. So we've got Green Beret, Mikey, Hyper Sports, ER Kung Fu, which got given away with pretty much everything after this, and that and Shaolin's Road. And, of course, Ping Pong down there, the ancient table tennis game. That's £3, all complete, very, very nice. Nothing to show you on the inside on that one. But like I said, I've got that for the Commodore 64, I haven't got it for the Spectrum. Didn't have a lot, not much Amstrad, quite a bit of Commodore 64, mostly Spectrum stuff they had. And so if you are missing any, some big box stuff as well, some good 16-bit stuff as well, which I didn't look at because I didn't know I won't be able to afford it. This one I've seen on eBay quite a few times, and I just sort of passed me by, and I thought I paid about the going rate for it. I think that was maybe a little bit cheaper. This one I paid the going rate for certainly. And this one's got 7 games on it, and it's a compilation, and this is straight out of Dixon's. This probably got packaged in with one of the Spectrum packs, and this is Screen Heroes. So we've got Rambo, First Blood Part 2, Miami Vice, Frankie Goes to Hollywood. What's that one on the end there? Highlander. Oh yeah, Highlander. Street Hawk, Daley Thompson's Decathlon, it gets packaged with everything. And that one down the very, very bottom right corner is Knight Rider. There we go. So 7. Now, a lot of those, for the Spectrum, I've obviously got Daley Thompson's. It's not Decathlon, it's Super Test, isn't it? Daley Thompson's Super Test I've definitely got. Possibly got Rambo as well, but the other 5 I haven't. So actually that was a good bargain for me. That was $9.99. It's about the going rate on eBay, which is fine. I don't mind paying that for it. Good condition, everything's nice in there. Lovely, lovely. Again, not having an updated list with you means that you may occasionally make a mistake, and I made a mistake with this one. I had a conversation with David Birdsall about this at the time, and he was saying, "You've definitely got that." I said, "I know I've got it." I said, but I don't know what system I've got it for, because obviously I do collect for all 3 Amstrad 64 and Spectrum systems. And although I got a handwritten list with me, it hadn't been updated for a few months, so it's actually out of date. And lo and behold, I had got this one. So this one's going to go back into swaps or something like that. So we've got the Hollywood collection on the Spectrum, and this is Ghostbusters, Indiana Jones, Robocop and Batman, which is all complete. It has got the instructions with it as well, which is good. I think all the tapes are in here. Okay, so we've got Indiana Jones and Ghostbusters 2. I should say it's Ghostbusters 2, not Ghostbusters. Batman's in there, which is good. What's that one? Batman the movie and Data, Batman the movie as well. And it's got Robocop on that one, isn't it? Yeah, Robocop. Just having that Batman the movie one. I'm not wondering if that's got a feeling that one there. That one isn't actually part of the collection. That's actually Batman the movie standard release. I don't think I've got that. I don't have to look. But the other ones are part of the Hollywood collection, so there's actually an extra tape in that one. a bit of a bonus, I suppose, really. I only paid £4 for it, so it wasn't a massive... I thought if I go this way and don't spend £4 on it, and then go down and find out that I've got it, I haven't got it, I will be kicking myself. So yeah, that's going to go into swaps, or pile of stuff I haven't got. Let's then move on to the stuff which come in bags. Let's do PSP first. Let's do the Master System first. I've got one Master System game, which I'm desperately trying to remember if I've got it or not. I don't know, I haven't checked since, but I don't think I have. And this was, you'll see, it's $8.99. I've got a copy of Dick Tracy, which is a game that I do like on the Mega Drive, but I'm absolutely awful at it. I think this pretty much follows the same pattern. I know it's not meant to be a great game when you stretch the imagination. So, this is $8.99. It should come complete with manual. The great thing about that is obviously you can see from the outside, it's got a very nice hang tab on it. Love that. Good, good, good. We've actually got the Sega sticker on the side as well. Bonus. That's the back of it. There we go. Watched a few gameplays of it, it's quite good. So let's have a look on the inside. Okay. Yep. So we have got a manual. Manual has got a bit of dog earring down the bottom, but I don't think that's too much of an issue. And the good news is, Stu, the case was the the cartridge was round the right way as well. So there we go. So yeah, so actually, I mean, when you look at that, I mean, it's just like, you know, maybe a slight water rippling down the back there, I don't know, but generally speaking, for for the price paid for it, £9, it's bang on complete. That a lovely jubbly. There's a little bit of there's a little bit of dirt on the cupboard there, but you're not going to see that looking at it flat. So there we go, 1 out of 1. But yeah, let's do PSP next. Got 4 PSP games to show you. So as you can see, there's that label at the top where Doorway To Dorkness. It's got the barcode on there for scanning, and obviously it tells you what title it is, and then you can see it says complete. Great. So we've got Football Manager 2007 handheld, because I do like a good Football Manager game. And this one's been well wrapped actually, blimey. It's like Christmas. Amuse yourselves for a moment. Hang on, there we go. God, yeah. Right, so there we go. So again, nice one. It has been in the game at some point because there's a game barcode as well, which is slightly annoying. All clasps be broken on that one. It's going to need a replacement case. But yeah, manual and thing inside. Yeah, so the case is actually doesn't shut on that one. Nope, that needs a new case. Okay. I only paid £1 for it. Not much, is it really? Next up, we've then got, because I do like a good snowboarding game. Yeah, I know I've got a complete hatred for everything Tony Hawk's, but I do like snowboarding, particularly SSX games. We've got SSX on tour. So Football Manager cost me £1. This one cost me $1.99. If we can get into it. See what they've done, they fold it over. Remind me next time when I go there and do a pick-up like this. To take the things off first. Yeah, this one nice and complete. I just say got the manual on the outside, and there we go on the inside as well. And that box is absolutely fine. That was $1.99. Nice one. And then got the puzzle games as well. I would rather have not got these particular versions because I would have been happier picking up the original versions rather than these. I tend to try and avoid things like essential collections and whatever. So this was $2.99, and this is Loco Roco or Loco Roco or whatever. I have no idea, but it is on the Platinum range. But I did look at it. I'm glad I got it because I looked everywhere else for it, and it was exactly the same as well. So I paid $2.99 for that one, and the key case is split as well. Ooh, yeah, struggling on these. It's a bit of a shame, isn't it? A broken case. We've got one case that's broken, and one not so good. Yeah, so the bags are a great idea, says Retro Bear, and then realises that when you open them up, 2 of them have got broken cases. Not to worry. If we're going to get enough copies of Football Manager handheld in better cases, I can replace them. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Amuse yourselves for the moment. There we go. And then finally, for the grand sum of $1.99, I do like this game. I got this on PlayStation 2, I think. And this is, have you ever pronounced it? Lumines, Luminaires, Lumines, whatever. Platinum range again. And this one's actually in fine condition. The manual is upside down. But yeah, these are the sort of puzzle games I will sit there and happily play with. So yeah, a couple of platinums there. Not so bothered about. Like I said, I'm not overly going to be hammering the PlayStation Portable, PSP too much. Racing games particularly, and puzzle games certainly. Things that I can just play on my own. So yeah, happy with that. And then I actually managed to find a title I've been chasing for quite some time. Not actively chasing, but I tend to sort of have moments of inspiration when I'm out. And I go, oh, yeah, I wonder if they've got that here. And I thought I'd imagined this game. I bought it. Did I buy it when it came out? I must have bought it when it came out. And I've searched eBay for it. I've asked people who've got PlayStation collections, they've got it, and no one's ever come back to me with a positive. And I was talking to Sean and Dave in the shop, and I said, look, I've never seen a game. I'm trying to imagine it. I can't find it anywhere. And I said, I've just had a look, it's not there either. And Sean sort of walks over the shop. Bear in mind, Sean hasn't got his glasses with him. When Sean's out and he's not got his glasses with him, he's looking at games like that, you know. What's that title, Russ? Yeah, you know, you're going like that. And lo and behold, he found it on the shelf straight away, and I'd gone past it. So I said, you know, do you want these, mate? So finally, I've got a copy of this game. Right now, I did. Sean got it out, and I said, yeah. I said, you found a copy of it? And I looked at the price, and I said, yeah, and it can stay there. And then, again, same sort of thought process behind Hollywood collection. If I left it behind for £4 and I hadn't got it, I'd kick myself. And if I left this behind for what I paid for it, I'd kick myself if I never saw it again. And as Dave Birdsall said, he said, look, you've come this far, he says. Are you going to leave it behind? I said, not really. So I paid $14.99 for a PlayStation 1 game. I've never done that before. Not since they came out originally. I think this was a 1999 title when it came out. So what I've got here is a copy of, and you won't know because you didn't check, this is Danger Girl on the PlayStation 1 by THQ. Now I'm not sure whether this is based on a comic book or a cartoon series, but it's very, very cartoony and comic booky. And it looks like that sort of thing as well. So I spent $14.99 on it. I mean, I can't complain at the quality. There's a front cover in full. Can't complain of the quality of the case. The case is absolutely beautiful. Really is. No dinks or dents or scratches or cracks on it. It's sort of like a Tomb Raider-y first-person perspective adventure type game in different scenarios. So there's obviously a lot of polygonal tits in there as well, which will add another £1 to the swear jar. Let's open it up. Oh yeah, and it's a completed manual. Wow, that is fantastic. Ooh, that's a real cracker. Who knows, this might be on my original copy. That's a belter. That really is. Manual's in fantastic condition. Disc is good. I don't usually buy PlayStation 1 games unless I have a specific memory for them. And this one I did have. And I remember quite enjoying it, but I've never seen it ever again since my original purchase for it. So thrilled to have that. Not so thrilled to pay $14.99 for it, but it's a sort of, I can look back at that game and go, do you know what? Doncaster. Doorway To Dorkness that came from. Lovely condition, that game. And then the final thing I got, we're walking around, we got our stuff, we're talking to Goldtooth, who's telling us a few stories and making us all laugh. And I sort of sparked the comment. I thought, hang on a second. You know, my interest in odd bits of bob-bit shapes of plastic, and I'm like, what the hell's that? And I sort of looked at it, I picked it up, and I thought, I'm going through this. I thought, blimey, that looks like it's never been used, looks new. Sort of looking through it, holding it up, and I bring Sean over with his eyesight, which probably wasn't the best thing to do. I said, look, can you see if I find a price on this, mate? And he's like, no, I can't see a price, Russ, no price on here. So looking around it, and I thought, oh God, do I ask the question? Well, I thought, again, you've come this far. So I asked the question, and the lad in the shop, he said, oh, there's no price. And he said, I don't know, must have got no idea. And John pipes up, he goes, oh, £5. And he said, what? I said, you what, £5? He said, yeah, if you've got a price on it, it's £5. I said, you don't even know what it is? I could be holding up this like tiny little piece of plastic figurine or something. And I thought, I don't pay £5 for that. And we eventually settled on a price of £10. Now, when I got home, when I'm on the way back in the car, I checked on CEX. CEX said it for £8. but they've only got one in the country and it's in Kings Lynn, and it might be loose for all I know. This I know is complete. So for the Wii, I finally, well I say finally, I did know this existed, but I've never actually seen one in the flesh. And this is the Clone Wars Blaster, and this comes from the Republic Heroes game. I'll show you the top of that there, but it's actually one of these great bits of plastic which you can use to play on the games. Unbeknownst to me, it probably is actually limited to this game, because not all the Wii controllers like this are set up to take the same controls. For example, I was trying to play some my Link's crossbow video, training video, which gameplay. I couldn't find my Wii Zapper anywhere. I tried to use a different Wii gun and it wasn't set up correctly because the button I needed to press was actually hidden out the way and it just wouldn't work. So I'm guessing this is specific to the Republic Heroes Clone Wars game. But this, you know, has it been out of the box? Well, we've still got the original hang table, although it is slightly split. I would say it's probably been opened at some point, but what sold it to me was the fact is it does say, and you'll see there, it says bonus sticker sheet, which is there. Bonus sticker sheet. And those, you may be able to see, there we go, they're still there. And they're all intact, which is lovely. So in a way, I think paying a tenner for that boxed is pretty good. Of course, the other problem is where the hell is it going to go? I have absolutely no idea. Because I bought now this, and I bought the Tony Hawk Shred skateboard attachment, and my Wii peripheral cupboard is already full to overflowing. This is actually got nowhere to go at the moment, but again, how could I not pick that up and leave it where it was? It's a great long blaster thing. It's massive. I mean, it is massive. I mean, you know, even what you're seeing there, this goes all the way to the end of the box and there as well. So yeah, but fantastic. So I couldn't leave that behind, being a collector of one plastic peripherals and two Wii games. Couldn't leave that behind. And I've got the game anyway, so it's not my point. So I paid a tenner for that. So I spent 60 quid all told in Doorway To Dorkness, which I can thoroughly recommend. Anybody who's never been there, do pop in. It's a really good little shop. Spent 60 quid in there, dropped £10 in CX in Doncaster. No, it's 2 floors. They've got a lot of stuff in there, but first time experience, not great. But I don't tend to use CX a lot nowadays anyway. Yeah, so 70 quid in a day out, which I don't think was too bad really. If I'd gone to Birmingham Game Market, I probably would have not spent as much as that. Trying to find an analogy for it. I mean, I've gone out and spent 60, 70 quid before on a drop like that once a month before. So for me, that was a good day out. What we got there, 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. What we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 games in the peripheral. It's about 5 quid each. It's not bad, is it really? Not bad at all. And not massive, you know, it's stuff that I wanted. A few PSP games that people recommended to me. There's a couple in there that they have done. Upgrades for my PlayStation 1 collection, extra for the Wii Wall, and a couple for the 8-bit, and of course one more for the Master System collection, and of course a game that I now know exists. I have it. Lovely jubbly. Big thanks to John, big thanks to Goldtooth. Great to meet you. Big thanks to the guys at Doorway To Dorkness. Massive thanks to Dave and Sean for coming across as well. And yes, and when I got home, and the last of all, Mrs. Bear had been down to see Daytrip Hidden Chest Gaming, and he said, "Oh, Mr. Bear will enjoy this," and she gave him one of these. He gave her one of those, which is, it's another one of these, which most of you probably would recognise as 3.5-inch floppy disk. You're absolutely right. And these are a load of Amiga backups, which is now the 10th. I've got 10 of these now, crammed full of backups. It's amazing. So I did speak to Daytrip about this, and I did thank him profusely for it. And he did say, like, he took all the any of the original ones out. I'm not going to read every single title out to you, but there's a couple of games here which I've been desperately chasing for the Amiga. One of them is Rodland, which is a platform game, very anime influence, which was an arcade game originally. and I remember playing it on the Amiga, the backup of it back then, and I used to love playing that game. I've been trying to get hold of a copy for the Commodore 64, but I mean, you're talking around about 15 to 20 quid for a complete copy, which is, I'm not, you know, okay, I spent 15 quid on a PlayStation 1 game, but I'm not spending that on a Commodore 64 game just for a one-off title. I think there is a compilation on the Amiga for it. I think it's got James Pond and Crop Brothers, I think it is, as well, but that only comes up very, very rarely. Not, again, massively expensive. I did see a couple of copies recently, but one was missing the Rodland disc, which is really annoying. It's also got the 5 discs for Jurassic Park as well, which is fantastic. I've never played that on the Amiga, but it's sensible. Golf Pangs in here, and some other great titles. Desert Strike. I think Lotus is in here as well. Some blank discs. Titus the Fox, Midnight Resistance, which I've never played in the 16-bit. Both Pinball Dreams and Pinball Fantasies in here. So once my Amiga has been tested and working fine, I'll just be playing my way through these. But I've got 10 of these now, plus all the original ones I've got, which are up here above my head, and some others in the cupboard over there. Yeah, so that was fantastic. Dane says thank you very much indeed for that. You'll know I love something like that, and I must sort you out something for it. But that was just fantastic to come home to as well. Big day out, great stuff, wasn't it? That really topped it off. The icing on the retro gaming cake, as they may say, if we were making cakes, which we're not. But anyway. So that concludes the pickups for the where were we? I never remember this now. 13th of November, that was it. So not unlucky for some. It was actually a very, very good day out indeed. No, it wasn't. It was the 12th of November. Yeah, in which case it was a very lucky day, wasn't it? I don't know. Today's the 20th. Take away 8. Yeah, 12. Yeah, so thanks so much indeed for watching. As I said, we've got Crash event next weekend. Spectrum orientated, although there are other things within there going on there. It's not just completely Spectrum orientated, although it is focused on the Spectrum. There will be other zones there. If you haven't got your tickets, there are a few available. I'll put the link in below, but don't try and turn up on the day and get in, because if you haven't got a ticket, you won't get in there. I will be around on that day if you do fancy coming over and saying hello, or just don't bother. Birmingham Game Market the 4th of December at the Custard Factory. I know a few people are stalling out. Rollercore, Tootie, Fob, Dainster, I think Vintage Gamer are going to be there as well. Console Passion are always there. It's on the website. I'll be there as well, but I'll probably just come in mostly for a nose round and a bit of a crack, rather than buying a lot of stuff, 'cause it's going to be that close to Christmas. And then probably, you know, a couple of TMB, as I said, TMB 4th of December, possibly, depending on what happens with the football. And again on the 18th of December again. That'll be after the football, so we should be all right on that one. So a few things going on. I've got some Commodore corners to drop in as well during the course of it. And probably get my 3D Blu-rays up as well. Didn't promise that during the summer, or before the summer started. Mrs. Bear's 3D Blu-ray collection, which we haven't done. And there's still a few of those DVD videos I want to do as well. But yeah, whether they get done this year is another thing as well. In the meantime, thanks very much indeed for watching. It's always appreciated. Hope you enjoyed that, and I will talk to you again soon. Until then, do take care, and toodaloo for now.